Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, January 10th, 2026. For me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family and friends and loved ones are doing well, staying safe. First off, I just want to apologize for the lack of preparation for my videos over the past couple of months. If you haven't watched my previous videos, 2 months ago, I had moved from my home to where I currently am, my new home, and it was kind of a weird time because I was still working in the old location but living here on the weekend. So I was here 3 days, there 4 days, living in hotels, living out of a suitcase, working, eating out way more than I ever have, and it was difficult to really just sit down and prepare topics that I wanted to discuss. And that's okay, but I think I've been pretty consistent with posting my videos over the past few months, even with that challenge. So this past week, I have, this is the first full week that I've lived in my place. And well, I say that because I've spent the majority of my time at the office trying to get everything set up, get my system set up, get my office decorated to the best of my ability, which looks a lot like that wall. Now, I'm just kidding. I have my diplomas and a couple paintings and things up. A couple other things that I have planned, but that's not really the top of my priority. But I definitely want to get that out of the way because I have to learn the operations and make sure that things are running smoothly. I'll be running trainings and all sorts of things. More to come about that. But this week has been a blur. We get to the office each day around 7 a.m. Stay throughout the day, have lunch, and then leave about 5. So unfortunately, a lot of my systems weren't working, so I kind of had my hands tied. But during that time, I would just walk around, get a lay of the office, and see how many offices there are within our office, and try to hook up to the technology. Just prepare the best way I could. Excuse me. This morning, went out and picked up my groceries. I may have to run another errand here in a little bit. My sister says she's going to come by for a visit. We'll see if that happens. I haven't heard from her yet, but she intends on coming. Today, I'm doing laundry. I'm doing some cleaning. I am going to swing by the office for a minute, take care of something, and that's going to be about it. We're going to have some nice weather today, but I think the temperature is supposed to drop either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure when, so I'm going to try to take advantage of that. I had my first doctor's appointment here in town to establish care with a primary care physician or a PCP, and that went well. It was a great facility. When I told him it was my first time, the receptionist gave me a tour of the facility and told me about what they had there, and I said, well, that's fantastic. Met with my primary care physician, just talked about my past and why I was there, the reason I had the reason I had to sign up for care under him. And this place told him my history, and if he hadn't seen my previous videos, he probably wouldn't know. But back in 2019, I was diagnosed with lupus, specifically systemic lupus erythematosus. And so I told him that whole story, told him about medications, hospitalizations, everything, something I've told more times than I can even remember. And we had a very, very good talk, and I think we're, aligned in a lot of ways. It talks about medical care and listening to your doctors and not necessarily listening to politicians, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not the purpose of my video. And I don't want to cause any controversies or anything like that. So I'm not going to make this video too long. but before I do want to talk about how my budgeting is going. My budget is going well. I've been sticking to it. I have accrued more debt, which I will discuss in the next video, but that's happened. It's a couple $1,000s, and I'm not happy about it, but I had to do it to better, to make some progress to home, and just make it a little bit easier to sell. And so I'm hopeful that it will sell in the next month or two. The market right now is saying that the average turnaround time is about 84 days, and not surprised by that. The interest rates are high. My HOA is pretty high, so at some point, we'll have to consider reducing the price. But right now, my realtor said, we're not at that point. So I'm going to trust her expertise, and I'm going to look at the market down there where I moved from, just kind of see where things are. And if I need to make the decision myself to reduce the price, then so be it. The difficult thing is, of course, is that I'm renting, and I also have the house. And because I'm paying a mortgage, and I'm paying rent, and I'm paying the HOA, I'm paying electricity on 2 places, it's pricey. Excuse me a second. Yeah, so it's just very very expensive, and having to really just make sure stick to a tight budget, and that's it. That's the name of the game. I lost about 5 pounds in the last 2 months, and I don't want to go any lower than that. So I'm going to make sure that I'm eating a lot better than I have been, bigger portions, and make sure I just gain back some of the weight that I've lost over the past 2 months. And one of the things I have to do is work out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I need to get some reps in, not necessarily weightlifting, but some aerobics, and I can't think of the type of workout, the weight resistance bands, something like that. Can't do anything that's high impact, but I definitely need to commit to getting in shape, and that'll be my goal. So one of the things that's different about this year for me is that I'm a manager, for one thing, so I'm back into management again, but also that I'm in the office 5 days a week. For the past few months, I was doing it 4 days a week. Prior to that, I was 3 days a week. Now I'm back up to 5, and so be it. I'm fine with that. I just have to get in the mentality of making that place, the office, as comfortable as possible, and making my home, because I am looking at this as as where I'm going to end my career. So 15 years, retire, that would be great. Especially because I'm at a higher income now, and that it will be doable if I do all the right things. If I stick to be diligent about budgeting and planning for the future, those things can definitely happen. So, right now I'm in the debt payoff phase, but the next phase will be saving, and I'm going to save quite a bit of my income and then investing. So it's a natural progression, and that's how it has to happen. And so, I'm grateful for this opportunity to come and, get plugged into a new community, to, be operations manager, and, these things are all great. But I'm also grateful for my family and for being semi-healthy. I have my struggles, but I've been blessed to stay out of the hospital a lot. I had an ER visit. Wasn't last year; it was the year before, and that's been about it. So, yeah. Let me wrap this up, because I'm just going to start rambling. But if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You'll know when I post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@not of my budget. And as always, thank you for watching. You all take care.